Bob McDonnell, governor of Virginia, Wall Street Journal today. Democrats say otherwise, but Republican governors and their records will be a major asset to the GOP in 2012. In New Jersey, Governor Christie's monumental achievement this week in passing a bill to reform his state's public employee benefits is a prime example. As Governor Christie said Friday, underfunded pension and health care obligations are the core problems of government spending in the country. This is the kind of leadership Americans want right now. Straight talk about the fiscal mess that we're in and a plan to solve it. The good news is that Governor Christie is not alone among Republican governors. When I became governor of Virginia in 2010, we faced two historic budget shortfalls totaling $6 billion. The proposals to close these shortfalls spanned the philosophical spectrum. Shortly before leaving office, my predecessor, Tim Kaine, put forward a massive $1.58 billion income tax increase as one of his solutions. Well, I knew, writes Governor McDonnell, that in an economy struggling to recover, raising taxes was a non-starter. So we set forth on a different path. We balanced Virginia's books by reducing state spending to 2006 levels, putting in place a hiring freeze in state government, making conservative revenue estimates, and incentivizing state employees to save taxpayer dollars. The result was a budget surplus just a few months later, without a tax increase. And this is happening in every state run by a Republican. Rick Perry, for example, in Texas. This is happening out there. And so this guy, this previous story I read talking about all these states doing well raising taxes is a bunch of bohunk. Because the states that are raising taxes are harming their states. It's the high-performing Republican states that are lifting the whole national average when you look at how the states are doing up. Since February 2010, 67,400 new jobs have been created in Virginia with a Republican governor. Our unemployment rate has fallen to 6% in Virginia. Virginia's unemployment rate is more than a full 3 points below the national average. A majority of Virginians surveyed now believe the state is headed in the right direction, compared to 31% who think the country is moving in the right direction. The results can and will be duplicated in other states. This year, 18 new Republican governors took office, and many confronted budget deficits similar to or worse than what we faced in Virginia last year. In Ohio, Governor Kasich is on the verge of passing his jobs budget, which would close an $8 billion budget deficit while preserving an income tax cut for all Ohioans. In Wisconsin, Governor Scott Walker plans to sign a budget this week, and it'll turn a $3.6 billion deficit into a projected $300 million surplus. In Michigan, Governor Rick Snyder has reformed the state's tax structure, eliminating the anti-competitive Michigan business tax. In Florida, Governor Rick Scott vetoed a record $615 million from the state budget, enacted a corporate income tax cut, added millions to the state's rainy day fund. In politics, it's not where you are that matters, it's where you're headed. My experience in Virginia, along with the similar experiences of leaders like Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels and former Michigan Governor John Engler, suggest that the hard choices Republican governors have made this year will pay off at the polls. Look no further than growing and diverse Texas, a state the Democrats targeted in 2010, where data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed that under Governor Rick Perry's leadership, Texas has created more jobs over the last decade than the rest of the states combined, and they don't even have a state income tax. That's a record of job creation the Obama regime can only dream about. Next year, Obama will have to campaign on his record trillion-dollar deficit, skyrocketing debt, massive tax increases that have failed to adequately rein in unemployment. Meanwhile, Republican governors will have delivered balanced budgets without raising taxes, and the entitlement reforms they made will have actually saved jobs. The low popularity of Democrat governors facing re-election in 2012 tells us quite a bit about how the public regards the policies and work done by the president's party in the state capitals. Washington Governor Christine Gregoire, or Gregory, I don't know how she pronounces it, I've never heard it pronounced, sorry, announced last week that she would not seek re-election after being dogged by dismal approval numbers. North Carolina Governor Bev Perdue's approval rating bogged down around 30%. That's not a good sign for the Democrat ticket in the state the Obama regime has declared a top priority. There's a reason that no Republican governor seeking re-election has lost a general election since 2007, while 3 Democrat governors have fallen in that same period.